X-Men Unlimited number 7, all images owned by Marvel Comics. So a story starts in Cairo where you have Aurora, Gambit, and Jean for the first time coming back, where we kind of get to see the beginnings of Storm, her life as a young thief trying to survive on the streets of Cairo, and where we eventually meet the guy who would become like a father to her. This bitch kind of comes in and her dude didn't do his job because he's a henchman. Henchmen fuck up. That's what they do. And she fucks henchmen up because that's what she do. We see the three of them becoming victim to a young little thief, but Storm ain't really going to be having any of that shit. One thing about this book is all the penciling is done by John Romita Jr., which I know a lot of you love out there, but I've just never been a big fan of his art style. I find it really inconsistent. Like, this looks like shit. This looks pretty badass. Anyways, I digress. This dude shows up and he's busting up the party. He knows Storm. He doesn't give a fuck about who she thinks she is, and Gambit doesn't give a fuck about who he thinks he is. So, little fight kind of breaks out, more of an argument, until Gambit just says fuck it, starts kicking ass. And it's a pretty quick little scene, but it's enough to show you why this dude is a total traitor and why he's going to make a deal to get the old man. I will say that the art in this book and the way this story plays out is full of heart. I mean, even though I say the art's a little inconsistent, which I think that panel and this panel are kind of an example of, the battle sequences, the way the actual paintings laid out with the way the story goes is just so awesome. And I mean, we of course do get classic Gambit at the end, even though he looks kind of shitty sometimes. Like, this time maybe we do get him kicking ass. Now the final battle scene in this is one that's just unbridled power between the two. And some of the panels in this started making me thinking like I saw Batman vs Superman, and one of the biggest complaints is that it's just a clusterfuck of light at the end. And that's a lot of comic book movies, it's a huge thing. And it makes me wonder, maybe I was wrong about the shitty inconsistent art. Maybe the art is specifically there to suck us out of the noise. Suck us out of our world. Bring us somewhere where a clusterfuck of light like this, it's actually something that makes sense. Maybe that weird inconsistency is just the world letting the noise fall away and bringing you into these stories the only way that really your mind can come into them, and that's through your imagination. Because that is really the only place that you can get to a place where you can really feel the story, really get into it, and I think that's why we really love them. Thanks for coming out today, guys. I'm John. This has been Off the Wall. So as I was working on this, my fiance came by and saw me working on it. And turns out that this is actually this. This was the first comic book she ever bought many years ago. She got it for free actually from a library. Somebody ripped the cover off of it, and now she has it. So we have a hard copy that we can read as much as we want and not have to worry about it. And it actually means something. This is probably like a 9.8. And I checked the blue book on it, it's like $5. But man, does that ever look nice.